I have to tell you in my own way. It was like if somebody invented a sport of debating subjects and stuff that was basketball of sports, you guys would have been contenders because that was a real spirited one.
I don't need general statements. I'm asking you to be specific. When you form an opinion, and your opinion sounds like David did a really good job and he fought back with certain arguments.
He lost his energy. You wore him down.
Listen, just give me one example of how you would say, boy, Brian, he really got you there. Am I not being reasonable here? When you make an opinion, Gary, give me an example. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking you a very reasonable question. Give me an example. That's all.
Listen, for a guy whose spiritual leader was Howard Stern, you do pretty good for yourself. Now, you're talking to a guy that's on his second cut down the middle of high life, no more of these hurricanes.
Okay.
I'm doing the
Gary,
best I can.
Gary, you're not going to give me an example. That's what that sounds.
I'm not a professional radio guy.
I'm not asking you to be a professional. I'm asking when you make when you form an opinion, give me an example. That's not. You don't have to be a professional. For example, if I called Donald Trump a liar, what's your examples, Brian? Well, I would start by saying he won the 2020 election in a landslide. If I called Donald Trump a liable sexual abuser, it's because a jury found him in New York City liable of sexual abuse of E. Jean Carroll. If I say that I believe Donald Trump is a rapist, it's because you have 25 women that have accused him of sexual assault or rape, including his ex-wife, in court documents. When I call Donald Trump a coward, it's because he dodged the military multiple times. When I say things about people like he might probably be a racist because of all the discrimination lawsuits that he had to pay out in New York City, I give examples for why I say certain things. Doesn't mean I'm always going to be right, but I back it up with receipts with my opinion.
Can I interrupt?
You called into this show and you defended David and you said he did a really good job, at least to start the interview. My response to you was, you're okay. It's fine if you have that opinion. Can you give me an example, just one, of an argument that he made that combated my argument that he thought he did a good job? Why won't you answer
What am
that?
I in journalism school?
Right,
Let me ask you.
No, I've given you 8 opportunities, Gary. I'm done with you.
What the they're doing?
Yeah, exactly. These callers, 702-221-7283 is the number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff is next up on PTL. Hello, Jeff.
Yeah, I agree with that caller. David handed you your ass.
So give me an example, Jeff, or the phone call's going to be over. Give me an example of how. Give me an example of how he handed me my ass in some sort of way, or the conversation is going to be over, or I will hand you your ass and you could say goodbye. So give me an example.
You can never hand me my ass, boy.
Have a nice day, idiot.